And today we're reacting to from Billboard #1 to Prison, the scams of Sean Kingston. Y'all on the way to beautiful girl. Hey, I know y'all remember that. Hey, it's crazy, man. You could be at the top, then you can start scamming. Dang, I need to put some shoes back in the case. Y'all ain't say that? How y'all doing this fine morning though, man? I'm feeling good. I'm getting my car soon. I've been counting down the days, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Let's get into the video, man. I appreciate you. Great video. That dope.
Earning a #1 song on the Billboard Hot 100 is something most artists will never do in their entire career. Sean Kingston did it with his debut single at age 17, but today he is in federal prison.
You know one thing about Sean Kingston, bro? When I was kicking it with a bunch of artists, when I was kicking it with them, right? Whenever we had like when I was in the studio, Sean Kingston would call because he was the drink man. I knew this before. I feel like the internet knew this. You know what I'm saying? But he would come up and just start like, hey, I got that shit, whatever, He would be serving drink to niggas. Sean Kingston. It was the first time I heard Sean Kingston's voice in years, by the way. Years. So I'd be like, I heard he was on the phone with the artist. I was like, was that Sean Kingston? He said, yo. I said, what? Because I hadn't seen him in so long. Now he's serving drink and tech.
Instead of using his talents to create more timeless art, the musician put all of his effort into fraud, forged wire transfers, and luxury scams.
Sean Kingston was tall as hell, wasn't it?
Sean became so deeply entrenched into this world of crime that his own mother got involved, and now she is actually serving a longer sentence.
Oh my God. Her dress start at the back of her skull? Oh my goodness. Not to talk about Buddy Mama, but yeah. Okay. Sean Kingston's mother. But he said she's serving a longer sentence than Sean?
Crime that his own mother got involved, and now she is actually serving a longer sentence in prison than him. Then again, when you're 15 years old and sleeping in a car while your mom is behind bars for bank fraud, it's safe to say that the odds are stacked against you. Yeah, unfortunately, this is the exact situation that an undiscovered Sean Kingston found himself in. Sean was no stranger to crime during his years growing up in Jamaica, catching himself a breaking and entering charge at only 11 years old. But thanks to his roots, he was no stranger to the power of music either. His grandfather was Jack Ruby, a well-known reggae producer who worked with the likes of Bob Marley. Sean was inspired by his grandfather's story and saw music as a way out of his situation.
My mom left, I was on my own, you know, and it forced me to become a man early and to get on my job. And I always said to myself that when my mom get out of jail, like, I'm gonna be picking her up in her dream car. Like,
with a one-way plane ticket and $300 in his pocket, Sean went to LA at just 17 years old, where he slept on couches of distant relatives. And
y'all think Don knew Sean Kingston? Y'all think he used to, like, you know what I'm saying, say what up to Sean Kingston back in Jamaica, bro? I bet he know that nigga, bro. He probably knows Sean Kingston. Y'all ask Don in y'all next video. Put in your comments, be like, hey, Dior want to know if you know Sean Kingston. It's early. I ain't gonna call him right now.
Old family friends. He began posting his songs to MySpace under the name Franchise in hopes of getting noticed, and eventually he did. Record producer J.R. Rodham saw potential in the 17-year-old and signed him to his label Beluga Heights. Sean got to work on a full-length rap album under the name Franchise, but everything would be scrapped when his producers heard him sing for the first time.
And overnight, they decided to change the entire Franchise rap album into a singing album, because this dude sang and they didn't realize that he could sing, and they changed Franchise's name to Sean Kingston.
This decision would shift the entire trajectory of his career. His debut single was called Beautiful Girls, and it released at the perfect
1.4 billion views on YouTube. This was a hit, boy. It still is a hit.
Time. Billboard had just begun incorporating digital sales into their charts, giving Sean a huge edge. Initially, he debuted at 83 on the Billboard Hot 100, but it would skyrocket to the #1 spot with the formula change.
Past Fergie in Plain White Tees. Hey There Delilah. Wow.
It remained at the #1 spot for 4 weeks, dethroning the Plain White Tees' Hey There Delilah, and charted ahead of other legendary artists like Timbaland, Fergie, and Rihanna. The success from Beautiful Girls would carry into his
Over Umbrella too.
debut self-titled album, which contributed other hits like Take You There and New Love. Plus, real ones agree that Take You There is actually better than Beautiful Girls, but whatever. The album peaked at #6 on the Billboard 200 and was certified gold within a few months. Sean Kingston was the hot new up-and-comer with a fresh take on melodic, rap, R&B, and a sprinkle of Caribbean influence. He was invited to open up on tour for artists like Gwen Stefani and Beyonce, and even got to share the stage with Chris Brown, Lil Mama, Bow Wow, and Soulja Boy at Madison Square Garden in December of 2007. Sean went from sleeping in cars on the streets of Jamaica to performing one of the most coveted stages in the entertainment industry at only 17 years old. With fame like this, money followed. Sean now had the rapper lifestyle he
This chain is horrible. I was seeing it and I kind of didn't wrap my head around it what I was looking at. This chain sucks. And I know he paid a lot of money for it. This was a bad chain.
could only dream of as a kid. Nice cars, watches, and clothes symbolizing his
And that watch is, oh my God. But that was hard back then though. That was hard back then. For sure.
success as an artist. Many artists believe this type of fame and success will last
Look how we
forever.
used to dress
Sadly,
back
this
then.
was the peak of Sean's career, and it was only going to go downhill from here. I've been looking to find the best deal on Thunder tickets, which is why I want to
Get your money, boy. Shout out every single YouTuber getting money with an ad. They locked in with people with their ads. They getting money, feeding their family. Shout out to them. Y'all go rock with the ad that's going to hit in this video if it didn't hit already. It's not a scam. It's not taking data. I would not put this on my channel. Everybody, real quick, everybody thinking that that hits me up and they're like, hey, I remember Dior used to say, don't fall for this. This is not that. There's a $750 Cash App scam that I would joke about. It's crazy. It's funny how the internet works. Like, I never knew that would come back to haunt me. Because one, I never would have even put it on here if the $750 Cash App people hit me up whenever they were lit at the time. And two, I was saying that like on some joking shit. Like it was like a bit for I was on live on stream and I'd be like, and we would watch Jack TV and I'd be like, hey, don't fall for hey, when I start, that's what's up, Jack. I see you getting your money. Hey, when I start doing it, nobody fall for it. But I was playing. And it came back to haunt me because niggas think I'm trying to promote. I'm not promoting no scam on my videos, bro. It's just not happening. I wouldn't do that. So, hey, up to you though. But, yeah.
description to download the app and have the code automatically added to your account so you can use it later.
Sorry,
Titled tracks such as in September of 2009. Much like his previous record, the album had some standout tracks such as Fire Burnin', which spent 21 weeks on the Billboard Hot 100, peaking at number 5 on the charts. The album itself was much less successful, peaking at 37 on the Billboard 200 before dropping off the list entirely 5 weeks later. However, Sean clearly had an immense talent for writing music and found other ways to top the charts. He co-wrote Jason Derulo's song What You Say, which also
oh my gosh, that makes sense. Like,
peaked at number 1, meaning Sean Kingston technically has
Great
2 number 1 hits. He then collaborated with Justin Bieber on the track Eenie Meenie, which spent 18 weeks on the Billboard charts and peaked at number 15. And this could have been a great lane for Sean to just go all the way in on. The life cycle of a popular artist is really difficult to predict. Songwriters can have much longer careers because they don't have to tour or maintain a brand, but that spotlight strokes the ego, and Sean didn't think it would ever fade. Unfortunately, life threw an unexpected twist when Sean was hospitalized after a nearly fatal jet ski accident.
Oh, I kind of faintly remember this.
Hour. As I got close, jet ski doesn't have any brakes. So as I got close, I tried to slow down because I knew I couldn't make it under because the tide got high. It looked like I could have I could have went under, but as I got close to it, I started noticing that the tide, it was rising up. So I started going 75 miles per hour like that guy, and then I hit the bridge. I hit a bridge and I tore my aorta, which is the tube that connects to your heart.
On top of his torn aorta, he had a broken jaw, wrist, and ribs. After 2 separate heart surgeries and 23 days in the hospital, Sean walked out alive and well. Sean worked hard to live a lifestyle
Imagine losing your life on a jet ski. You out here trying to have fun and you crash into a bridge.
Could party all day and ride jet skis as much as he wanted, but now that same lifestyle he fought for had nearly killed him. But that still did not stop him from throwing ragers at his mansion and getting sued for all the hole-covered walls he left behind when he moved out. Sean could have walked away from this accident with the realization that he was moving too fast, but it seems like that wasn't enough to teach him that lesson. After 4 years without a full-length release, Sean came back with his third album, Back to Life, in 2013. The album had a standout single, Beat It, featuring Chris Brown and Wiz Khalifa.
Beat It? Hold on, let me play that on my phone real quick. I ain't gonna play it on the computer because I ain't trying to lose the money on this video. What song is this? Beat It. Sean Kingston. Let me hear that. Which one is this one, man? Why whenever you try to do something and show somebody something, your phone just randomly stop working? Okay. I remember.
Khalifa started at 52. Although the full-length LP failed to even touch the Billboard 200 charts and received generally negative reviews from critics. And this isn't surprising considering Sean is more of a singles artist. He wasn't known for cohesive and immersive albums like Kanye West or even Chris Brown, who built bodies of work that fans consumed from front to back. Sean's success lived and died on the strength of singles, songs that dominated radio, lit up the clubs, and soundtracked the summer. And that's the danger of being a singles-driven artist. You need a constant stream of hits to stay relevant. Every summer, every radio cycle, every club, you have to deliver another anthem or the industry moves on. It had been 6 years since his peak, and Sean was not able to keep up with the modern club sound. But that doesn't mean he was in a tough spot financially or had to go back to sleeping in his car. He built a lasting legacy and generational wealth for himself and his family. Even then, he still had a loyal audience willing to follow his journey and the skills to continue writing music for himself and other artists. But it wasn't necessarily just about the money for Sean, it was about the status, the luxuries. And now that he was losing that, he became desperate and would embark on a life of crime just to maintain this lifestyle. Early cracks began to show in 2012 when it was revealed that Sean owed over $130,000 to the IRS after failing to pay his taxes in 2009. Of course,
I mean that's he can get that. That's a lot. It is definitely a lot, but he can clear that up, I would imagine. Of
course, rappers and hip-hop artists aren't particularly known for their love of paying taxes, but headlines discussing Sean's finances became more pervasive than headlines about his music, like when he had a run-in with law enforcement in the Dominican Republic in March of 2014. Hoping to have a fun Saturday night, Sean and his friends went to a nightclub called Euphoria, where they ran up a nearly $9,000 tab buying drinks and smoking hookahs. When the night came to an end, Sean and his crew left without paying the bill, and the employees promptly called the police. Local law enforcement was able to track down Sean and his friends and inform them that if they didn't pay their bill, they would be arrested and forbidden to leave the country. Sean was deeply apologetic and explained that the managers had promised to take care of him and assumed that meant his service would be complimentary. He returned later that night and paid the tab in full. Now, of course, this could have been just a big misunderstanding. However, you will notice that even small things like this were an insight into Sean's sneaky, scammy, sinister pattern of behavior. A few months later in August, Sean was sued for over $1 million by a jewelry seller named...
Oh yeah, he's a finesser. But show, it's in his blood for sure. Hey guys, too, I don't think my camera's good temp right now, but I bought a fan for it. So I'm hoping that it doesn't do what it did yesterday, because I was trying to get my videos for the other channel. You know, it was Halloween. I wanted to post like Halloween videos, but that's beside the point. If that happens, just know this will be the last day that my camera overheats.
Hobby to jeweler. The two had a business relationship dating all the way back to 2008, where Sean had picked up a bunch of different jewelry items, including a $35,000 44 karat watch, a $150,000 custom pendant with his...
Bruh, as I get older, like, I don't have no jewelry like this. Now, I know I want some. Like, I do want to get a grill. I know I want to get a chain. I know I want to get a watch one day. But, like, as I just get closer to that age... I don't feel like I'm gonna get no bust down watch. I'm gonna definitely go plain Jane one day. I seen a nice plain Jane Rollie in Las Vegas. I know I want to go do the teeth. Definitely not permanent. Not do the permanent. And I do want to get an ADD chain for the gang. You know what I'm saying? So, but this type of stuff, like especially with the amounts of money, is just like one day, but. Stay away from me, especially if it's diamonds. Like, I'll get the watch and let it hold its value, and you know that's an asset. You feel me? But something else like this, can't get it with it. Like these frames, These are assets, actually. You know what I'm saying? I ain't know that, but they are.
Initials.
Hey, what's good, y'all? I'm back again. And I've been putting a lot of people on to this program called Free Cash for a while now. Check out one of my supporters that had the biggest payout that I've seen yet from all the DMs y'all have sent. And I promise you, they've been hitting me up saying that they've tried it and it's worked. They've been getting cashed out, and I love to hear that because it genuinely actually works. And don't think I have not been seeing y'all's comments saying things like it doesn't work, Dior supporting a finesse, they're trying to take your data, and it's not true at all. And the fact that y'all would think that I would even put that on a video to get y'all finessed is wild to me. But hey, first off, Free Cash does not sell your data. They strictly track your progress to make sure you can get paid. Only sign up with an email and password and give no personal information. So I don't know what y'all are talking about. Here's how it goes. You sign up through my link, and inside you see a list of apps and games. Download them, play, and beat the levels that they tell you. That's the key. You got to complete the requirement. And once you hit the level, the system credits your account. And every time you finish, you get real money. Cash out to your PayPal or get a gift card, while it also being free of charge. The games pay Free Cash to get new players, and Free Cash just shares the money with y'all for trying it out. It may take a little time to get a huge payout, but if you're gonna be on your phone playing games anyway, you might as well make $5 to $10 doing the same thing. I don't want to hold y'all any longer, and I hope I've cleared up some things if you've been sitting on the fence. Hit the link, try a few games, and then DM me. Let me know that you've been winning, actually getting your money. Like I showed y'all earlier, bro made $1,000 off of Free Cash. I'm not promising that's gonna happen every day for y'all, but the fact that there's a possibility for doing something that y'all already do should really be all the convincing that you need, bro.
And a diamond encrusted Jesus piece, with the total price being over $200,000. Avi was given 7 different checks that were supposed to cover all the costs, but they all bounced when he tried to cash them out. Sean had also borrowed a $12,000 ring, and he never returned it, bringing the grand total to approximately $226K. But Avi wanted more in punitive damages, and even though initially Sean and his team said that this was just incorrect, they never even bothered to fight the lawsuit, resulting in the judge defaulting on the case and ordered him to pay out $356,000 in damages to Avi. Now, losing out on money like that should have taught Sean a valuable lesson, but things only managed to get worse, and his run-ins with jewelers became more and more frequent and somehow more bizarre. Sean filed a report to the Los Angeles Police Department alleging that he had been kidnapped during a jewelry deal gone wrong. After getting a $225,000 watch from a business called Avion Jewelers, Sean got a bad case of buyer's remorse. He paid out $185K worth of installments before refusing to pay another cent, believing that the watch he bought wasn't worth the price that he was being charged. This obviously caused conflict between him and the jeweler, so they decided to set up an in-person meeting to solve the issue. And like most legitimate business deals, the meeting took place in a downtown Los Angeles parking lot on a random Tuesday night at 2 in the morning. What could possibly go wrong? Sean got in the car with the intention of returning the watch and swapping it for a different piece. That's when one of the jeweler's crew members snatched the watch from his hands, locked the car, drove him away from the parking lot, and dumped him in a back alley. Sean tweeted, "Love all the fans, I'm okay and safe. It just hurts to work so hard for something and have someone thinking they can just take it from you." While this seems like wise words we can all agree with,
they was like, nah, and they probably upped the stick on them too. Get out, bro. Get out the car.
This is incredibly ironic coming from the guy who is actively entrenched in a life of scamming others. However, when Sean tried to pursue justice through the legal system, the investigating officers found the entire situation to be extremely suspicious and felt that the case was best suited for a civil court. But Sean decided he wasn't going to take the case to court, and that seems strange on the surface. Then it starts to make sense when you take a closer look. You see, rumors about Sean's potential financial struggles had been rising around the time his Bentley G-Wagon and Lamborghini were repossessed. It became even more clear that Sean was in a tough spot after he got sued by his own lawyer. Supposedly, Sean had racked up a $17,000 bill.
Yo, Sean Kingston don't pay shit back, boy. He ain't paying you. There was a period where Sean Kingston is not going to pay you. Golly, he said his own lawyer sued him because he ain't paid $17,000 in unpaid bills. Oh my gosh.
From James Gangitano for legal services provided sometime in May of 2013. Now, being broke and trying to get one over on a jewelry dealer, it almost makes sense. But scamming your own lawyer takes a special kind of stupid. With his repossessed sports cars and seemingly an empty bank account, Sean had hit rock bottom financially. But now he was in too deep. Watching everything he built slip away only inspired him to do whatever he could to maintain this flashy rapper lifestyle. lifestyle.
that's
He
right.
kept scamming, and he kept getting sued for it. In March of 2016, a new lawsuit against Sean was filed by Haymoff Jewelers. Sean had traded in a used Rolex for a new $59,000 watch and a $19,000 bracelet, but never paid off the remaining $25,000 balance, despite promising to pay the next day.
He looks so stupid too, getting a bunch of jewelry like that. Like, just like he's doing this for jewelry, bro, to wear, to keep up an image. That's so crazy to me, because it's also like, okay, you do that, but what about everything else? Like, you know, keeping it. And I understand you were living a certain way. What, is Sean Kingston was supposed to go get a job now? He's supposed to be working at Walmart for people to be like, yo, aren't you Sean Kingston? Because it wasn't going to happen. Just wasn't. It wouldn't happen for me. Y'all might have seen Astral Dior over there. If not in this situation, in that situation, y'all might have seen Astral Dior out here. Hey, bro, come on. Yo, come in this back alley, bro. I got some watches to sell you. And I open up my shirt. I got a bunch of watches in my jacket and shit. I might have hit y'all with that if I'm living like this. If this would happen to me. You know what I'm saying? I'm in the point in my life where, like, if I lost it all, I'd be sad as hell. I'd be sick, but I could go work a job and people be like, didn't you do? And I'd still be doing what I'm doing, trying to figure it out. But this is a different level of fall, though.
Ruled in the jeweler's favor and ordered Sean to pay out $44,000 in restitution. From here, Sean just kept racking up lawsuits like it was his full-time job. August of 2016, he was sued by another New York City jeweler named Aquamaster, who alleged that he had a $300,000 tab that had gone unpaid. After picking up 9 different pieces of jewelry, he claimed that his manager would send a wire transfer for the full amount. Instead, they received 2 checks, both of which bounced. Sean got sued by yet another jeweler in April of 2017 who claimed that Sean bought a $46,000 Rolex with 10 grand up front, but sent checks for the remaining amount that also ended up bouncing. I know I'm starting to sound like a broken record with me basically telling the same story over and over again, but that's just the reality of Sean Kingston's life at this point. It had been over a decade since Beautiful Girls had topped the charts, and now the only thing being discussed in interviews were his legal troubles.
Different situations as far as your jewelry, right? That, like, of course, all the jewelers seem to always be coming after you with lawsuits and things like that. Like, why is it that they keep on coming after you? Always some tricky stuff to it. Like, what is going on with that?
I have paperwork with every jeweler that I ever did business with. When I go to a jeweler, I say, okay, I want this, I want that, I want that, I want that.
Yeah.
And they'll say, okay, 350,000. My bad, it'll come to more than 350. It'll come to like 3 something, like 380. I'll give them 350. And they'll say, you have a balance, so the rest of the 30,000, you're gonna do in payments. If I'm late on one payment, it's not I'm late on the payment because I don't have the money to pay you. I'm late on the payment because my mom handles my businesses. She's all over the place doing the main things at once because I don't have a business manager. So when I'm late on that payment, it's not like I can't pay for it. No, the money is there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I live in a house, I pay $35,000 a month. That's over $300,000 a year.
Yeah, you do have an elevator in your crib.
I do have an elevator in my crib. So how is Sean Kingston broke? I have 4 properties I own in Port St. Lucie. One in Tampa, 3 in Port St. Lucie, Florida. Like, I have money coming in, but it's just that these people are very, very, and no disrespect to jewelers, but they are very, very money hungry, and they.
Yeah, I gave you something. You're supposed to pay me on this date, this date, this date. You're not letting a few days go by, and they're like, yo, where the fuck is Tom Kingston? Sue him. No, it's been time. You haven't paid. They've been contacting you. I don't give a damn who manages your money. Not my issue. Send my boy, Jamaican guy, send it. That was no disrespect to Jamaicans. You feel me? But send it. Send my money, though. Stop playing.
Only look at clients as a dollar sign, and that's not right.
Sean's life at this point is essentially trying to prove to anyone and everyone that he is good for the money. But we know that was a lie. During the court trial with his former lawyer, Sean was ordered to reveal all of his personal financial information. Within these court documents, Sean confessed that he owned no property or vehicle.
Oh my
vehicles and was currently living with his mother. His bank statement showed one account with only $6.96 and 2 other accounts that were both in the negative. Sean was broke, but that didn't mean he was exempt from future litigation. A judge ordered Sean to pay out another $300,000 to settle his case with Aquamaster Jeweler. It was also reported in late 2020 that a warrant was placed for Sean's arrest on charges of grand theft after failing to pay for jewelry that was delivered to his home. Sean's legacy went from a chart-topping pop star to a relentless scammer. With no money and facing hundreds of thousands of dollars in court costs, it's a miracle that Sean wasn't locked up for skipping out on payments. It's also a miracle that he found a way to get one last chance to turn his life around, but he ruined it. Despite being irrelevant for a decade, he managed to sign a multi-million-dollar record deal with Empire Records.
You know what? I'm all cleared up. You know what I'm saying? I don't owe nobody no jewelry. No, I'm good. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I got like I said, I did a $4.2 million deal with Empire. You know what I mean? And I'm blessed.
And another thing too, when we talk about like,
and as soon as I got that, I started clearing up.
Cut you off real quick.
I ain't want no karma. I believe in karma and I believe in doing, you feel me? So I made sure the first thing I did was just clear up a lot of the stuff that
Nigga, so let me cut you off real quick.
Unsurprisingly, Sean's 2022 album, Road to Deliverance, saw no placements on the charts and next to no traction on streaming services.
Yeah.
It was an utter failure. And although that stings, he was able to use his record.
Oh my God, this nigga can't dress. This nigga can't dress. He can't choose jewelry right. He done swelled up too. Damn, this fits bad. I'm trying to remember what I was talking about. Damn. This is a bad fit, boy.
Deal money to pay off his debts. Somehow, throughout all these scams, he was able to avoid jail or brutal
they give him $4 million? Twacking. I don't know what they thought.
retaliation from someone he wronged. But the pressure to maintain this rapper lifestyle was too high. Sean had grown too comfortable with the jewelry, the expensive nightclubs, the mansions by the beach. At first, it seemed like a little tax slip-up, a nightclub misunderstanding, or a bad deal with a jeweler. But the pattern became undeniable. He had gotten away with it for far too long, and that desperation eventually led him to the one place he thought he'd never be, in federal prison.
Now, a very active scene outside of a home
Feds
connected to rapper
feds.
Sean Kingston. Dozens of deputies have been going in and out all day long, and now we've learned his mother has been arrested.
The indictment alleges a pattern of behavior from April of 2023 to March of 2024 in which Sean and his mother intentionally defrauded a handful of different businesses with false promises and forged wire transfers. It claims that Sean would reach out to various businesses through social media platforms like Instagram and use his status as a celebrity to persuade the businesses to make special exceptions for him, typically in the form of discounts, lowered down payments, or simply allowing him to pay for the products after they were provided. They would send forged documents under the guise of legitimate bank transfer receipts before ignoring and disregarding future requests for payment. Most notable of these at the time was his defrauding of Verver Entertainment, which supplied Sean with a 232-inch colossal TV and surround sound system, one which he never paid for. Sean reached out to the company in September of 2023 on IG, claiming he needed the biggest TV they had for his house and claimed it was going to be featured in an upcoming music video with just
lying. Just lying. How long did he think he was going to get away with this?
Justin Bieber. Sean told the business owner, Ariel Mateos, "We're going to go viral and shut the internet down. I hope you're ready. Watch how many new customers you get from doing this with me. Mark my words. Your life is going to change after this. Watch and see, my brother." The full agreement was for Sean to pay $47,000 upon completion,
Oh my
receiving a
God.
social media agreement discount with a smaller down payment of just $30,000. Ariel and his crew began installing the TV and sound system in Sean's home, providing updates over text, and fully completed the project on December 17th. However, as days went by, Ariel tried to get in contact with
Hi, Sean. We didn't receive the transfer yet. When is going to be done? Hello, Sean. Hope you're well. Need the transfer done. Please let me know when it's going to be done.
with Sean, but was ignored. On the off chance Sean did respond, he would just make
Hello? Sorry, I was recording. Let me get on it now. Call you back in a few.
excuses and try to brush the conversation away. Ariel was growing rightfully impatient. Not getting paid for your services would be more than enough to frustrate someone, but he also needed to pay his manufacturers for the materials used for the TV, and he was running out of time. Eventually, Sean sent a document that appeared to be a bank.
Oh my God, he did the method. He's just doing methods. This is a real scammer, bro. Yo, he sent the fake doc. Oh my God, I've been hit with this before, bro. I bought some shoes from a dude. Bro, the sneaker business at one point, like sneaker reselling, was you got to be careful. I bought some shoes to resell one time, bro. He sent them to me, or no, I sent him the money like a dummy, mind you. This is one of my first times. Like, I wasn't just this green ass nigga, but I did get finessed a few times. So I sent the money, and he sent me a PayPal thing saying, "Hey, sent you the money, bro." I was like, "Oh, okay, bet, appreciate it." Mind you, he had a little part in his Instagram where it was referrals. He had a bunch of comments. "Hey, he good business, good nigga, good business." Obviously, you know, that must have been fake, or maybe he did a few good business, and I'm scamming him today. But it was a fake PayPal, and I kept checking my PayPal like, this shit not working. Mind you, the nigga lived in a different state. I was mad as hell. I saw him he had a sneaker con booth out because I was still following him because I was mad. He had a sneaker con booth in one city. I was just broke as hell. I was like, bro, I want to pull up. I want to fly out there and pull up on it, beat his ass. I was too mad, bro. I ain't do none of that.
Transfer for $40,000, although this was still $7,000 short of their agreement. But it didn't even matter anyways because this document was completely forged and the wire never hit Ariel's bank account. Sean invited Ariel and his team over 2 separate times to pick up a check for the money, but turned away both times by his cousin, who claimed that no one was home. Ariel was in frequent contact with Sean's mother as well, who was also being difficult to work with and delaying payment. After over a month, countless false promises, and $47,000 left unpaid, Ariel's patience had officially false promise.
We'll call in the morning. Just lost my grandpa, so didn't see text. I'm not gonna lie, respectfully, fuck your grandpa, nigga.
You fucking bitch!
I need my $40,000, nigga. Just straight up, bro. You're playing with me.
Promises and $47,000 left unpaid.
Ariel's been dead 15 years now.
Patience had officially run out. He writes, "I'm suing you all. Sean is a scammer and not a very smart one. My lawyer has everything ready to file. I'm suing everyone and we will make it public. There are no more chances. You won't play with our time anymore. You will pay up to the last penny, the full price of the screen without any discount, as you also breached the part where you were supposed to promote and advertise for us. We trusted in Sean. We waited more than we should." And while Ariel was filing that lawsuit, Sean would get wrapped up in another one for doing basically the exact same thing. In March of 2024, Sean reached out to Andre.
Need this king, calling niggas king, can you bring it to me?
Nikolenko, asking to purchase a watch listed at $342,000. He promised to pay with a wire transfer the same day he got the watch, and Andre generously offered him a complimentary Rolex watch on top of the Richard Mille he was purchasing. Sean also mentions that he was shooting a music video with Justin Bieber, suggesting that
Yo, he was using Justin's name. That's so dirt, man. That's so dirt. He was using Justin Bieber's name like crazy.
He possibly would be interested in shopping with the jeweler. And at this point, Justin Bieber's got to sue Sean Kingston as well. Bro worked with him one time 15 years ago, and he was scamming people for TVs and watches over it. Sean was excited about the potential business relationship he was creating and called Andre a brother for life, offering loyalty and promising to take his company to the next level. He even promised that Justin Bieber would be purchasing stuff from his store that weekend. He even went as far to promise that Sean would only purchase watches from him moving forward, but of course, this was all a lie. Sean decided to put in orders for more extremely expensive watches, bringing the grand total to $480,000, which Sean's mother supposedly paid for by providing proof of a Bank of America transfer statement. Take a look at Sean's manipulative behavior here. You can see.
But bro, please let this watch fit tomorrow links wise. $44 million will be tomorrow. 100,000%. I know. I'm saying I hope the links fits my wrist size, brother. OMG, I really hope everything will be perfect.
He's making demands to make sure the watch is perfect. But bro, please let this watch fit tomorrow, lengthwise. Dealer says 44mm will be there tomorrow. And he lets Sean know that he needs the money so he can pay his suppliers, because they will not provide him with watches anymore if he doesn't pay them. Sean says, King, I trusted you. Please do the same. Please, I won't let you down. I believe in God. Payment will not be an issue. I got you. I told you this from the start. I'm with you, Papa.
But that's a lot of money. Brother, I'm a millionaire. I got you. And those watches are really cool and new. I told you this from the start. I'm with you, Papa. Yes, I know, brother. You're my brother. I will never hurt you. This is... Jesus! This is insane. This is actually insane. This nigga does belong behind bars. He can't get away with this. He can't get away with this Papa bullshit. No. This can't keep going on. I'm glad they got him. I'm sorry, Officer Dior stepped in. I'm glad they got this nigga. You can't do this. You can't.
You're my brother. I will never hurt you. Bring my AP tomorrow and we'll close it out tomorrow. Mom and Ryan will pay you. Love you for life. See you tomorrow. This is the type of relationship that Sean had with Andre and probably all of his other jewelry dealers. And much like all the others,
why they all falling for this?
Andre finally had his tipping point. He said, listen to me. Tell your lawyer and don't forget to pay him. Soon you'll be talking to him through bars, asking him to defend you from federal charges. Your mama gave a fake bank receipt and you are holding watches that don't belong to you. There are 3 cases already, so the next step is the media and the news. You messed with the wrong people. Seemed like Andre had finally found out that Sean had 3 separate cases against him that were already pending from him scamming all these different people. These cases are all extremely similar in nature. You know, he's promising to work with Justin Bieber, he's promising promotion, and he's saying, oh, I'm a millionaire, I got you, oh, I love you, you're my friend, you're my brother. So I'll spare you all the tiny details, but this is kind of the spark notes. Sean sent a receipt from First Republic Bank totaling $50,000 for a vehicle. He sent a $285,000 bank.
This is what happens when you got money. When you got money and like just a lot, or in money and influence. Think about how many guys are able to do this right now. Like this didn't stop because Sean Kingston was scamming. No, like think about real, actual Justin Bieber, Future, Drake. I need this chain by tomorrow, bro. I got you. I'm gonna pay you tomorrow. Let me get the thing first. After this is done, or I'm gonna put you on my IG. Like, it's crazy.
Bank of America receipt for a watch and a nearly $160,000 wire transfer receipt for another luxury car. All of these documents were fake and all of the victims filed lawsuits. Sean even scammed a company called Murray out of an $86,000 custom bed. When Sean was running out on bar tabs and sending bounce checks to jewelers back in 2014, you could have made the argument that they were just simple mistakes. But now it was clear that Sean wasn't just forgetful or unorganized with his finances. All of this was calculated. This explains why the raid didn't just end in arrests. It resulted in hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of stolen goods being removed from the home. Sean knew what he was doing and he thought he could get away with it forever. The investigation also allowed authorities to search through both Sean and his mother's phones, revealing their behind-the-scenes operations. So if you still had any doubt that any of this wasn't intentional, this will easily put those thoughts to rest. His mother writes, lawyer said if one more jeweler says anything, they will treat it as a criminal case. You owe 4 new jewelers and ain't got no money for no more. Please do this last one, mother. I'm gonna give you other watches back. But I don't have money to pay, dude, Sean. It's $120K. What's up with you and all this jewelry, bro? Focus on your craft.
Damn, this is mama saying that too.
36 songs got to be turned in by December 31st and you only have 18 while you're worried about watches. These conversations give
a mama on your ass. This thing is a dork. Like, this is some real dork lame shit. Look at the fold on the back of this nigga head, by the way. That fold on the back of nigga's skull. That's different.
Look into the dynamic of Sean and his mother, allowing us to speculate on how they got to this point. I find it hilarious that even his mom is like, alright, we gotta chill, bro. Like, get in the booth, bro. Get in the studio. Make some songs. Then again, considering Janice's previous convictions relating to bank fraud and filing false documents, she may have been running the show. She knew he was clearly addicted to scamming and acquiring all of these luxury things that he did not need, but since she was highly experienced in forging documents, she helped him get his fix. 6. Therefore, she's complicit and just as guilty as him. She worked with 2 individuals named Mark Mosqueda and another named Ryan Music that she facilitated these forged documents with. Within these conversations, she made her intentions very clear with her doing shady business. Can you do this receipt so I can have them leave me the F alone? Do Bank of America, $285K. It's my people, just to shut him up. The evidence couldn't be any more clear. Both Sean and his mother Janice willingly and intentionally scammed a plethora of different business owners with false promises and forged documents. They were found guilty for a heap of different financial crimes. Janice was sentenced to 5 years in prison with 3 years of probation, and Sean was sentenced to 42 months or 3.5 years behind bars. A heartbroken Sean
I'm surprised that's it.
Kingston burst into tears as U.S. Marshals took his mother into custody, begging them to protect her. Sean's legal representation chalked up the situation to his ignorance on money management and claimed that he was addicted to buying jewelry. Of course, none of these are valid excuses. When you're addicted, you go to rehab. When you have a lot of money, you hire someone to help manage it. And when you have no money, you either cope with the fact that you can no longer afford luxuries, or you go get your bread up. Time and time again, he lied to people's faces, scammed hardworking business owners, and forged documents just to surround himself with meaningless possessions. Watches, chains, giant TVs, luxury
come on, bro. Come on, bro.
Beds. It was about ego, about clinging on to an image he could no longer afford. And because Sean built his life on exploiting trust for shallow status symbols, it's no surprise that nobody cares about his downfall. So when he
looked strung out, he looked lame, bro. This is the lamest thing in the world. That being said, y'all let me know what y'all think, man. Just like the video, sub up, comment, bitches channel, like. I appreciate you. I'm grateful. We are gone.